Hello everyone, this is Yumiyai Gaming logging in and the game is Eve Echoes. So today we will be discussing about one of the most anticipated games in the mobile gaming right now. Eve Echoes is going to be released in mid-August and is going to be like super hit. So like there have been like 4 million pre-registrations for it and it's going to be phenomenal. Right now I'm in the closed beta of Eve Echoes. Is the last closed beta before the launch, and we have been testing out a lot of stuff in this. So, what is Eve Echoes? Eve Echoes is a sci fi sandbox MMO game that is really similar to Eve Online PC. Eve Online is a massive game in the PC universe. It has like got millions of players in it. The Eve Echoes is developed on similar lines and is a sandbox game. In the game, you can build like 100 different types of ships, and you can mine resources. You can combat. You can do piracy. You can just destroy other players, rob their loot, and you can just con people. So, like if you just go and search the biggest stories in EVE Online, you will just be amazed at how many stuff you can do in this. Like and of course, the developers do not have any hand in it and like do not say anything. You can just rob a person with whatever amount of money you want, and it is kind of legal, but of course, it is not that something that I would promote. So, in this video, I will be discussing about the basic interface of Eve Echoes and like how to go about after you have just started the game. So, so like this will be the first video I would recommend everyone to watch so that you can get a basic knowledge of how to go about in Eve Echoes. So let's head into the sister station right now. So in Eve Echoes, you can have to start with like between four factions. Get a look at what the factions are. So the game is divided into four major factions and 10 sub factions. The four are Amar Empire, Minmatar Republic, Galante Federation, and Kaldari State. You can choose any of the four factions while you're starting off, and there are some notions on which faction you should go for, and I will cover that in detail in a later video. In the video, I will discuss what what basis should you choose your faction and stuff. But end of the day, it is not that important. But yeah, there is some significance to it. Now let us go to the profile icon on the top left hand corner, and that is going to be your best buddy because it is the shortcut to everything. Like of course that is the only way to get all the things. So your best buddy is going to be the profile picture on the top left hand corner. That is going to give you the overview of all the necessary. My corporation is Trimark Industries, and like this is the best, one of the best corporations in game. So if you want to join Trimark, you can just comment below and I will link you to our recruitment officers. Next we have is the wallet. So the in-game currency in is ISK, that is ISK, and the premium in-game currency is Plex. When the game launches, you can trade Plex for ISK and vice versa. So the game has a subscription model in which a player can just pay minimum $5 per month and can get 170 Plex, and then they can unlock all the cool stuff. So like the game runs on a subscription model, which is, I will say, quite uncommon because I have never heard of it, and this is going to be completely new because the market is completely driven by players, and like the game does not sell you a battleship or a battle cruiser for any amount of dollars. You need to earn it right away. In the wallet, you can also sort your transaction by the transaction you want to look at. So for example, if I want to look at the mission offer, you can just look at the mission offer by this, then the all. This is a really helpful because it lets you know about where you are splurging your money on, and just level down on your spending. The next is inventory. The inventory is divided into item hanger, wherein you can look at all the stuff you have, the guns and stuff. Then there's the ship hanger, wherein you can look at all the ships you have in that particular station. So there are like 8,000 systems in the game, and each system, like most of the systems have a station in it, and like you can have items in any of the stations across the solar system. You can like have atoms in each and every system, if each and every station, if you want, but that is of course not recommendable, because then you'll have all your stuff scattered, and you'll need to bring up all the stuff from all the places into one station so that you can manufacture or sell it collectively. Then you look at the dock ships. I like, and then you can look at the items that are in the dock ship. So like the Harbinger, the Condor, the Ilbis, then the Korak and stuff. You can look at what are the items inside the ships. So for example, if I want to transfer items from the Ilbis to my item hanger in this particular station, I just need to select all if I want to transfer all, or I can multi-select if I want to choose what I want to move there. Click on move to, and then click on item hanger. Then we got the, like, some ships have specific hangars like Overhold and Drone Bay, and like in the Venture you can have a specific amount of ore, and then you need to of course do the manual. You need to move all the items manually. Now, what to do if you have got some items in a completely different station? How do you know where all your items are spread across? So you need to go to the personal assets tab that is in the bottom left hand corner, and there you can look at all the stations you have your materials docked in. Of course, as I said earlier, it is not at all advisable to have your materials spread across, but it becomes sometimes necessary for, because you might be purchasing materials in the market from a completely different system. So for example, in Jaime I got a lot of the weapons and stuff. Then in my other I got a lot of minerals, and yeah. So if you want to bring your materials from, say, Amar 8 Oris Moon 4 to your Jaime 2 base, then you got to go there with a ship that is big enough to carry all the materials, and then manually transport them back here. Now if you have say like a ship in any other plant, in any other station, so how to get that specific ship to your base back? So one way is to use a really big industrial ship like the Tyra, which I'll discuss in my other videos. Or you can also you know leave ship, get into your pod, and then go to the station where your ship is placed, and then get it back. And of course you can autopilot to the system directly on wherever the material is located. You just need to go to the personal, and then go in the system you want to go, then click on the system address and then click on set as destination. You can click on the small arrow that is there and you'll just start autopiloting. And you can also then choose your preference whether you want to travel shorter, safer, or you want to travel less safe. I always prefer to travel shorter, of course. And at the same time, you can have a system of avoidance list, like if there are any hostile system along the way, then you can avoid that. And then click on start. Since I do not want to go there right now, I'm just gonna end my autopilot. And we have discussed the inventory. If you want to activate any ship again, you need to go to the ship hangar and click on set active. So I'll get into my condor again right now, like. Then we have the corporation tab. In this you can look at the corporation you are in. I am in Trimark and anyone is welcome here. I will link you to the recruitment officer. From here you can go to the assets and look at what items your corporation has, and the level of items you can pick up from your corporation depends upon the rank, and it also depends on the corporation policies. Then we have the encounter tab. In this you can earn a lot of ISK, like freely, because you just have it's like doing missions, and you get to earn a lot of it quite quickly. I will be discussing encounters in detail in my upcoming videos. Then we have the master of all bottleneck, that is the planetary production. You need to level up some stuff for get having more planets mining at the same time and having a lot of miners in progress. I will be having a video for that as well. So like this is a quite a basic video to give you an idea of all the stuff, and you'll be having stuff in more in detail soon. This is the skills tab, and you can look at it two ways. That is by clicking on the two white boxes on the right hand uh, top corner. I will like skilling is one of the most important aspect of game, and this can determine how you progress in game. You can go into just military, or you can go into industry, or you can go into business. It like completely depends on what you want to do, whether you want to be a farmer or a military player, or you just want to sit in a station building stuff. Then we go into the fitting. It goes into the fitting of the active ship you have, and from here you can equip the ship with any weapon modules you want. Then we go to the most interesting place of all, and that is market. I will be having a more in-depth video on markets soon, and I will suggest everyone who starts playing the game to go into the market and look at all the stuff that's in there, because it gives you an idea of what you can expect, and what like each stuff does. So if you want so just long press on any of the item you want to look at and scroll over and read the description. You can of course read the statistics as well and understand what the specific ship or the item is about. The market is quite properly segregated into high slots, mid slots, weapon enhancements, combat rigs, and manufacturing materials, engineering rigs, and a lot of stuff. So there is a lot of stuff to be covered right now. Next is the contract. So the contract is locked behind the paywall, and only Omega clones are able to access this. So this is gonna be a really nice development because you can exchange ships, you can exchange materials, you can exchange blueprints, whatever you want by creating a contract. Then say private, I create a contract for, okay, I cannot get any, say, okay, so let's say I can Parker, then click on next, then I select the station, then I select the material I want to contract, next, and then I can give ISK, or I can yeah, take ISK or give ISK, then click on next. I do not want to give anything to him right now, so I'm not going into it. Then comes the logistics part. This it will be discussed further in the marketing video. By from there you can transfer goods from one place to another and earn money out of it. Then comes the industry. As the name suggests, it is where you can make blueprints, and you can also create ships, you can create weapons, you can create combat rigs and whatnot. You can like create anything you want in the industry tab. You just need the materials and the blueprints for it. Then the contacts, you can add players here: friendly, neutral, hostile, recent, or blacklist if you do not like any uh, particular player. And then the fleet is an awesome function when you are going ratting, because it helps you manned up with your corporation players and find a rat and hit it fast and quick. Then the ship tree, here you can look at all the ships available in each particular faction, and you can get to know about all the details of the ship and stuff. Then comes the settings. As the name suggests, it here you can keep the game audio off, or you can then go to battle settings and have the functions you want here, like auto tracking camera, warp alert, orbit trajectory, then auto orbit target, automatic log back. So I will recommend you to have the auto attack the next target on, the automatic log back on. The auto orbit target depends on you whether you want to have your ship orbiting your target. I do not want to orbit the target as I'm using battle cruisers in this beta right now, so I have that on off. Then orbit trajectory, I would like to see it. So yes, auto attack on, auto tracking camera, like, to be honest, I do not know what that means. If you do know, do mention in the comments below. And the warp alert, I think you will get a notification as soon as any ship enters your surrounding area. Okay, then we also have the graphics. Sorry, I forgot that. Like, the graphics, I have set it to medium so that it does not consume much battery. Then the screen resolution, and you can just look at the other stuff. Then the reset settings, and done. So I will now say a sentence, a phrase, rather you'll rather call it, that has you must have heard like a million times right now. If you have gone through any Eve Online guides or Eve Echoes guide, that is, do not undock what you do not fly anything you cannot afford to lose. I'll repeat, do not fly anything you cannot afford to lose. So I know it is a really euphoric feeling as soon as you get a really high spec ship and you just want to go out and test it and just uh, blow some pirates or players. But like, you can literally lose ships in this game, so it is highly recommendable not to fly anything you cannot afford to lose, and you need to be really careful while you undock. Well, let's undock my condo right now, and now let's head over to the map to give you an overview there.